Hi, welcome to Core and Flex. Today we're going to have a full body stretch. We're going to stretch everything out as well as working our core from every plane of motion. So go ahead, find a comfortable seat, easy seat with one foot in front of the other, and we'll get started. Let's begin by just grounding through our sit bones, lengthening our spine, and just taking a few moments to become aware of our spine. Aware of what we're feeling through our whole core, everything from where we're sitting up to our shoulders. Our core is defined from hips to shoulders pretty much, that everything in there, not just the belly or abdominal area. Now let's take a few deep breaths, really filling up that whole area. See if we can expand our stomach and our lungs, and then squeeze it all out. And we're going to continue that deep inside breathing and take it to some seated cat and cow, rolling forward with the exhales, inhaling up tall. So moving with our own breath as much as possible. And for now, really focusing on those deep inhales, expanding open from the inside, squeezing everything out on the exhale. So we're going to switch this up, inhaling up, and we're going to exhale and just hinge back a little bit. Going to come into some baby boats. So depending on how strong we're feeling in our core, we may begin to lift our feet or go for even more. Let's do one more, and then we'll take it to our seated forward fold. So really feeling our hamstrings here. We can even flex our feet to get a little deeper into the backs of the calves in particular. And let's bring it up. We're going to take our legs out wide. And we're going to start with a fold down the center. Again, hold. Feeling not only the hamstrings and calves, backs of the legs, but getting into our inner thigh a little bit here. Now let's go ahead and take it over one leg. And just think about lengthening up through the crown of the head, coming forward chest first. Breathing as deeply as possible. Now if we're doing this at the end of another workout, we may still be breathing a little heavy. But let's see if we can relax our breath at all. And from the center, let's lengthen up tall. And we're going to start to take it side to side. So let's just start with shoulders moving toward knees. Belly button in. Let's touch the ceiling with our head every time we come up. And then taking it to more extension, reaching up. So really feeling this through our obliques. Let's go ahead and take this to one side and hold, reaching for the ceiling, sliding the other hand toward our foot. Depending on how warm we're feeling today or open, we can take this deeper and potentially even further. So just kind of feel your own body. We're all working to our own abilities, as always. And let's bring it up. We'll take it side to side again. So adding that extension when we're ready, or maybe making it even deeper. More work for our core here. We're also going to feel this in our lower back. So if we need to, we're going to take it back to something else. Whatever we need this to be today. And let's go ahead and hold on the other side again. Reaching for the ceiling first, sliding the other foot down, and here gets a pretty deep stretch if we're pressing that sit bone into the floor. But of course we can go deeper any amount that we may be feeling. Just making sure that we can breathe. We should be able to get those deep breaths, expanding open on the inside. let's bring it up. We're going to find our easy seat. And let's just reach our hands behind us, clasp and really open. Or if we prefer, we can just press fists into the floor, opening our chest. And again, finding those deep breaths. And we'll have two options here. Either stay in this easy seat and fold forward, or try for a stacking. Some people call this stacking the logs, stacking of our calves on top of each other. This is also officially called double pigeon, and we're going to hinge forward. So we're in this variation. We should feel the hip of that top leg a bit more intensely than if we just have that leg resting in front of the other. And again, we're all going to go to our own ability here, making sure that we can breathe freely no matter where we are. We never want to go so deep into a pose that we can't breathe. Yoga should be easeful. Now let's come up. We're going to inhale up, exhale, one hand in front, one behind. Inhale up, exhale, other side. So working our obliques in our twisting action. Again, touching the ceiling with the crown of our head every time we come up. Seeing if we can coordinate this with our breath. And then we're going to take it to a twist and hold on the side of that front or top leg. So whichever one is on top or in front, we're going to reach, just place our hand behind the knee and the other hand behind our bottom. And we're going to finish off by looking out over our shoulder. So this is twisting our whole spine from tailbone out through our neck. And let's unwind back to the center. Adjust our feet into easy seat if we need to, or let's go ahead and switch the front leg. Bringing it here, or again, going for that stack. Remembering this is a much more intense experience. Our hips tend to be different on each side, so be aware of that. We're meeting ourselves where we are today. So if this side feels this a little more intensely, we'll switch it up. We usually do feel one hip more than the other. Totally normal. In fact, it's kind of abnormal if they both feel the same, ironically. But again, making sure that we can breathe. Now let's bring it up tall, and we're going to take hands to our shoulders. And again, take it to a twist, pushing the elbows into the walls, back to the center, push into the walls. Really intensifying the move here. Stretch and pull it open. And then we're going to take it to the other side. Let's extend up, hand just resting to the outside of the knee, other hand by our bottom, twisting around, looking over our shoulder. And just thinking about lengthening up tall with each inhale, relaxing into the twist with each exhale. And let's unwind from here back to an easy seat. We'll keep that same leg in front and roll it back. Let's find that chest expansion again, really opening up. If we sit a lot or stand and find ourselves folding forward a lot, this is an area that we need to open up and stretch. We always want to get some space between the front of our shoulders. This opens up our chest, facilitates our breathing, of course, helps with our posture. So we're going to work into our core again, transverse abdominis, the deepest core muscles. And we're going to start with tabletop. So let's take our legs out in front of us. And we're going to take our hands and turn the fingertips in toward our body. That way we incorporate the big tricep muscles and protect our shoulder. Let's press back. Opening up here, we can stay right here. If you're not going to lift up, fists are going to give us a little more leverage. But if you are going to lift up, for this one, let's do tabletop. We're going to place our feet just in front of where they are, lined up with our hips, not even close, but opened up. And roll it back, lifting up. So when we're up, we should have knees over our ankles, shoulders over our wrists. And we don't want to rest our head completely back, Let's imagine holding an orange right there with our chin tucked. Holding this for as long as we can. Takes a lot of upper body, arms, shoulders strength, core strength. And let's release from here. Coming back to our easy seat. So we're going to go ahead and reach one arm up and press back. We've got our shoulders nice and fired up now. So we can press from here, or we can reach around and draw from the behind. This is also a good place to use a strap if we have one. But let's just lengthen here, drawing back. And let's release, taking the other arm back. Again, pushing on the tricep from here, or just drawing on the tricep from behind, if that's accessible to us today. And just remember, yoga is a process. Exercise is a process like everything. Some days we can do it, some days we can't. And let's release from here, taking it back to that chest expansion again. See if we can open a little more. Maybe even taking a look over one shoulder and the other. And let's come back to the center. So we're going to take our legs out long again. So we're going to revisit those poses we just did, either just opening our chest here, we can come back into that tabletop like before, or we can go for our incline plank, just lifting up, pointing the toes. And again, tucking the chin, finding that strength from within. Breathing, it's tough. And let's release, shake it out. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come to our sides. So we might roll up the mat a little bit to protect our elbow. And we're just going to stack our legs here, and we're going to reach back with the top to the top foot and just draw the knee back. So breathing here, continuing to draw the hips forward and the knee back. And again, we should be able to breathe easily here. And let's release, lying our knees up, hugging the belly in, and let's find a side plank and various different ways that we can explore. And we'll release from here. Now let's go ahead and just bring that bottom arm and reach it for the ceiling. We'll spread our fingers and relax. And let's go ahead and take this to the other side. Again, rolling up the mat if we need it. Lining up our knees, and again, just reaching down for the top leg, drawing the knee back, hip forward. Making sure this is breathable. And just being aware of what we're feeling on this side of our body. And we'll stack the knees, line them up again, draw the belly in, and let it lift us up. Exploring those different options with arms and legs. Seeing which side feels stronger today. Breathing as best we can. It's a challenge in this one. All right, let's release. We'll bring it up. Again, reaching this arm for the ceiling for just a moment. And we'll return to our easy seat. Now let's push one hand into the floor. We're going to drop our head the other way. And if we choose, we can use one or two fingers to help open up and lengthen the neck just a little bit. Let's come back to the center, press the other hand into the floor, drop our head. And again, one or two fingers if we choose, dropping it over, lengthening the space between the ear and shoulder. Now Let's bring you back to the center. 2 big breaths. And again, really expanding open in the chest. And there you have it. We worked our whole core and stretched out every muscle in our body, I think. So catch you next time.